Good morning, everyone, and hello and welcome to Sports Today. My name is Vidima Pathak, and of course, we've got a great game in our hands today. It's DC versus RR, and the question is there a team that can stop the resurgent DC who are looking in top form and would want to win this one to regain the top position in the points table? So here's the big question that I want to ask all my experts who joined me this morning. I've got Boria Majumdar, Rajashri Gupta, and of course Pragyan Ojha. All of you looking really good, dashing, sharp. And here's a question: how do we stop DC? Can Butler do it? Boria, I'll start with you.
Look who's saying you're looking sharp and radiant. Look who's saying. Look who's saying. I mean, unbelievable. Anyway, but Butler, yes. If there is one person that DC needs to take care of, that is Joss Butler, one of the best T20 batsmen of our era, of our generation, and someone, most importantly, what is DC's strength? DC's strength is their fast bowling. Kagiso Rabada 145, Anrique Nokia 145. Joss Butler doesn't bother with fast bowling. You bowl him
Yeah.
short, he'll hook you. You bowl him short, he'll pull you. You bowl him a fast 145-ish, he'll drive you. He's got all the shots in the book. Secondly, I don't think Steve Smith should play the way Steve Smith has in the past 4 games. It's like he's coming and starting to hit every ball, first ball. That's not Steve Smith. Steve Smith should take what David Warner's doing. Let Joss Butler do Besto, and Steve Smith does Warner anchor the innings because he's got Butler. Only if Butler gets out does Steve Smith need to do that. And if Rajasthan followed that recipe, the Smith Butler combo, can upset their apple cart. For me, no Yashasvi Jaiswal. I want the best at the top. So Smith and Butler. Number 3 is Samson. Number 4 is Mahipal Lomror. And then you go. Then you go with whatever you want to, because Yashasvi Jaiswal is not confident at this point in time. Delhi is a better side, 200 times better side. But again, Joss Butler and Steve Smith's individual flair is very important.
All right, we've got a lot of viewers joining in, and they're asking us please take questions, and we are taking questions. I must tell all of you. So please type in your questions here, and our experts will answer that. And as Rajashri, well, DC is a great side, but RR is back in Sharjah, and they've got a record of playing really well in this particular field, and especially Sanju Samson. Do we see him back in form?
Absolutely. Look, when it comes to Sharjah, there are very few possibilities of it evens out the field quite a bit. We've spoken about how Delhi Capitals have been resurgent. We've spoken about how Delhi Capitals could write a very happy story this season. Rajasthan Royals have clearly struggled. We're talking of Josh Butler. He got runs in the last game. But Steve Smith has been a disappointment. Sanju Samson outside of Sharjah has been a disappointment. A lot has been spoken about his first-class average. But it is Sharjah. Small ground, flat pitch. Delhi Capitals have an all-round team. We'll come to that later. But with the Josh Butler impact, and Josh Butler is in form, Steve Smith would want to prove a point. He's too good a player. Both Boria and Pragyan and you, Ritova, yourself would attest to that. Steve Smith is just too good a player to keep missing out on scoring opportunities. And when it comes to Sharjah, with a point to prove, and remember, Kings 11 Punjab, I saw the three of you analyze the game beautifully last night after the game. It's slipping away. It's as good as over for Kings 11 Punjab. They need a miracle. Likewise, for the Rajasthan Royals, time is now running out. We are headed towards the business end of the tournament, the second half, and that's all that Delhi Capital need is one more win to sort of get a firm footing in the playoffs. So it's going to be an open-ended challenge.
All right, Boria, I think this one's for you. Sahib Singh is asking, why no Jaiswal?
Because it is Sharjah. If you think in Sharjah, you will have Yashasvi Jaiswal at the top, whose quality very Shubman Gillisk, right? Conventional class batsman. This is not a conventional class pitch to score 20 of 20. This is a pitch to score 45 of 20. And you have to score. By the way, are you envisaging in Sharjah a team will get all out? Then boss, no, that's not happening. This is Sharjah. So in Sharjah, it will be Samson, Smith and Butler. Open with Samson if you don't want to open with Smith. Go Butler and Samson and kill it because a miss hit will go for a 6. An Anrique Nokia miss hit, third man gone, square leg gone. That impact that Rabada and Nokia have had in Dubai and Abu Dhabi will not happen in Sharjah. That is why no Jaiswal. Get Tewatia at 4. Get him at 4. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, hammer and tongs. Because this is Sharjah, get a 220 plus 4. That's Rajasthan's chance. You want to take that chance, you do that.
All right. Well, good morning, Pragyan.
Good
Hi, well,
morning.
you've not spoken in a while. Well, Pragyan,
I, I was
I
I
think,
was just I was just
yeah.
listening to two of our great analysts. So as a bowler, I'll be advocating the bowlers. See, we have heard about all the batsmen in Sharjah, but I tell you what as a bowler I think Sharjah is a very big opportunity for the bowlers. See, everybody wants their batsmen to do well. The pressure is on the batsman. It's not on the bowler. Bowler knows he's going to give. If he gives 10 and over, nobody is going to question him. So what as a bowling unit I would do is I will tell my bowlers, guys, go out, express yourself. If you give 4 overs 40, it doesn't matter to me. But you have to pick 2 or 3 wickets. You should look to pick wickets. That's what my advice would be.
All right. So we've got a lot of viewers who tuned in. Pragyan, this one's for you, I think. Why is Carey not being chosen over Hetmeyer?
Uh,
Because yeah,
it's a very good question. But see, we already have a wicket keeper. So why play carry and disturb the balance? Hetmer has not done anything wrong. Just for the heck of it, you don't want to change the team. And DC is doing really well. So why change the team when your team is doing well? Why disturb the 11?
right. So I think that answers the question for a lot of people because a lot of people are asking this question. Yash Khatak and Aditya also asked the same question. And of course, there are a couple of questions of the changes in lineup that people are asking. I'll ask you, Rajashri, that there's changes in lineup for RR because, like Pragyan said, that DC is in form. So why change? Why change anything there? But what about RR?
Look, with Ara specifically, I don't envisage any changes in the lineup. You know why? Because we've spoken about Sharjah several times. We've spoken about the impact that the top 3 can have. Remember, yes, I think RR has struggled with their bowling lineup. But like Pragyan said, the pressure, and he's made a very good point here, very strong point, that the pressure is going to be on the batsman because, what's the lowest score like been in Sharjah this time? 178 or thereabout, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's every team has set up big totals. Teams have gone close to those totals, and misses have gone for sixes. It is the pressure. The pressure will be on the batsman to deliver. We were just talking about how sometimes trolls can get to the nerve of a young player. Right after the last game where Smith failed, Samson failed, Butler got runs. Immediately there was a string of tweets which said, Samson and Smith should only play in Sharjah. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, Smith has scored runs the world over. Smith has scored runs on some of the trickiest pitches in India. He scored runs in conditions in England, South Africa. He's obviously done well in Australia. So Smith would be roaring to come back. Don't be surprised if you see a special Steve Smith impact. And you mean to say that Steve Smith is only capable of scoring runs in Test cricket? I think that's rubbish. I've seen a lot of these tweets. It said that Smith can only score runs in the Ashes, and scoring runs in the Ashes is an easy task. Please go ahead and do that. It is not that easy. Pragyan Ojha would attest to the fact that getting wickets on pitches like in conditions like Sharjah is not easy. So I don't really see any changes as far as I'm concerned because it's Sharjah. You let your best hitters out in the middle. Top 3 for me: Butler, Smith, Samson, and just go all out against Delhi Capitals.
All right. So, Boreas, we've got a question here. We've got Ahmad Havildar asking, should Stokes open along with Shaw? What is your take on that? As Dhawan is not playing up to the mark.
Should who open? Stoinis, he means. He means Stoinis.
Stoinis,
Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Stoinis, yeah. So that's no, because Shikhar has not done anything to be dropped. He has scored 30s even in the last game. He got 32, and he's that metal who guides Prithvi Shaw. He's got that experience. They've given the start. Just for like Pragyan said, for the heck of changing, don't change. Because, for example, if I decide to change a lineup, why? There has to be some logic. Okay, I'll chop this, chop that. That impacts a team and its balance. What I would want to see is, I would want to see not Unadkat, not Ankit Rajput. I actually want to see Karthik Tyagi start with a short ball against Shikhar Dhawan. It's Sharjah. You will go for runs. You know that. Give that youngster. Don't give it to him when it's 35 in 3 overs. The pressure is on. It's under the cosh. Give him the new ball and go say, you started India under 19. He's got the height. He's got the physique. Bounce Shikhar Dhawan. Bounce Prithvi Shaw. If it goes for a 6-over square or mid-wicket, fine. Because they will hit you. But there can be one top edge to third man of fine leg. Try that. That's what I want to see the captains do. I want to see someone taking Sharjah into account and doing something innovative. Karthik Tyagi at the top is something like that for me. I also want to see somebody like an Akshar Patel, how he goes out in Sharjah. Because like Pragyan Ojha will tell us this. Left arm spinner against likes of Samson and Butler and Smith, who will go after these. Also Rahul Tewatia, that left-hander, and Mahipal Lomror will come and tonk you. What does the left arm spinner do? Because he's bowled excellently well for Delhi Capitals. These are Sharjah kind of questions, because this is not a ping pong contest. It's a cricket contest. There are bowlers also who are relevant, who are important to make it an even contest. So I really want to know, what can the bowlers do? Pragyan said, get me 2 wickets. But how? How? What is the plan? Aggressive fields, attacking fields like we saw with Rashid, slip, 2 slips. That kind of fields, how do I empower my bowlers?
Go ahead, Pragyan. Answer that question.
That's a very important point Boriada just said. When he was talking about Kagiso Rabada and Nokia, he said top edge will go out of the ground because of the pace. And when he was talking about Karthik Tyagi, he said it will go to third man. So I think the viewer should understand, there is a difference of 15-20 kilometers between these bowlers. So see, you have to pick these points. It's a very valid point. Karthik Tyagi bowling a bouncer has more chance of going to a third man, and these guys, these 2 fast bowlers bowling so quick, because of that extra 10-15 kilometers of pace, can land outside the park because it's a small venue. So you have to be cricket smart. That's a very good point. And the other thing, Boriada, it's very simple. Sharjah batsmen will look to go after you. We all are discussing 174, 178 is a score which is an insult to the opponent. Like other venues, we can say 174. God, it's a very tough, it's a very big challenge, and it's a tough score to chase. But in Sharjah, it's like, oh God, they have not reached 200. What are they doing? That kind of reputation it is carrying. So I believe, you have to just make sure you are smart, you use your field properly, and try and keep the batsman quiet, because I don't think the wicket will be like helping really well to the bowlers, because that game which Mumbai Indians played against SRH, it was in the afternoon, so we saw some slowness in the wicket. But because of the dew factor in the evening, I don't see that happening. Ball will skid on. So the most important thing for a bowling unit would be smart, keep things tight. If the batsmen feel, I'm sure batsmen will be under pressure because of Sharjah. They have to get those runs. Everybody will be telling them, boss, it's a 200 wicket. It's a 200 wicket. So they are under pressure. So if you keep them tight and don't give them easy runs, then there is a chance of getting wickets.